Hi everybody, welcome to another office hours session with me, Steve Worswick. Now today and over the next few sessions we're going to look at a brand new tag called callapi. Now what does this do? This is actually, it's an amazing tag. One thing that EML's not been very good at is calling external services, APIs, from the bot itself. We've got a tag called SRAEX, which can be used to call other bots, but up until now there's been no way we could talk to other back-end services. Now there is a blog that my colleague Travis has written, and I'll put a link to that in the comments. An initial look, it does look fairly complicated, and to be honest it can be. So what we're going to do today is just start off super simple, just to kind of show you the things it can do. Okay, so one thing EML's never been very good at is doing maths. So what we're going to do today as an introduction to callapi is just to create a simple maths bot. Okay, so let's do a new category, and we'll say calculate. Well, actually, no, let me just first of all, let's start off even simpler, just with test. All right, how are we going to do maths? First of all, we need to find an API that allows us to do maths. Now, luckily, there's a free one at api.mathjs.org. Now, how this works is you put that URL in along with a parameter, and it will work out a maths problem for you. So let's try, what is 7 minus 6? Okay, now the URL it creates is there, and if we click on that, well, we get the number 1, which is fine. That's exactly what we want. So how can we put that into our bot? Okay, so we'll make a tag, call API. Now again, just for this experiment, it's going to be super simple. So the URL is, let's go back to the math thing. So this is the URL, and what we want is to put the parameter, which is expr, and then whatever we're trying to work out. Okay, so expr equal, and let's say, I don't know, 7 minus 2. Yeah. So hopefully if we do test, it should go out to this API, work out what 7 minus 2 is, and display the results. So let's give it a go. Test. Oops, okay, so what have we missed out there? Told you it was complicated. Oh, right. My mistake. I just need that in there. Test. There we go, 5. Okay, so what it's managed to do there is to call this API with our expression and produce a result there. So let's just try it again. So 7 times 2.5. Yeah, there you go, you see. Now that's about as simple a use as callapi as you can get. So let's say, this isn't too useful at the moment because we're having to hard code our answers in there. So let's change this category. Let's say calculate star. So now we need to break this down a little bit. So instead of putting it all in the callapi tag, let's just break that down. What we need to tell it is the various parts to the callapi. So the URL we want to call is this. Yeah. Now, what parameters do we want to pass to that? Okay, now to pass a parameter to it, it needs to be called query name. And then we tell it the name of the parameter. So this one's expecting one called expr. And what do we want that to be? In fact, what's to be our star? Yeah. Let's just make it look nice. Okay, let's see what we get now. So we can say calculate 7 minus 3. And the answer comes back 4, you see. We've just built a very simple calculator there. And you know, we can do all kinds of fancy things now. So let's calculate, I don't know, 9 minus 3 minus 2 minus 1. What's that going to give us? 3. There you go, you see. How many categories would that take you before? Yeah, we've just made a maths calculator in you know, just a few lines. And you know, you can do all kinds of things. I think you can even do like square root of 16. I don't know if that'll work. Yeah, there you go. Impressive, eh? Now, one thing we do need to just be careful of is with this maths bot, if we'd say calculate 3 plus 2. Oh no, there you go. Yeah, likes it there, you see. While we're here though, let's just make it you know, a little bit more complicated. So one of the other parameters we can provide is this precision. Now this is the number of digits in the output of this maths task, maths query. So let's say we want, well, before we try, let's see what it does. So if I say calculate 8 divided by 3. Yeah, 2.6666. That's probably a bit more accurate than we want, isn't it? So let's put this precision parameter in there. We only want to see the first 3 digits. Yeah. Calculate 8 divided by 3. Yeah. So all we're doing is just obeying the parameters. Most APIs will have a list of what's acceptable, what you need to supply. So this one is EXPR and precision. Yeah, so EXPR and precision, and we've done it like that. Yeah, now, while here we can change a few things as well. So let's say someone puts something rubbish in, calculate high. Okay, yeah, don't know what high is. What we can do is, instead of just doing it like that, we can actually set name, like we can do with other tags. We'll say set name equals math answer. Yeah, name equals math answer. So let's put our working out in a thing tag. Yeah, things up here. Calculate 2 plus 1, 3. I don't calculate high. Okay, error. So we can use this to do a bit of you know, check-in. If someone puts in something silly to our calculator. So condition name math answer. So if it starts with error, we'd say sorry, I don't know what you mean. Otherwise, display the response. So calculate 8 minus 4. Yeah. Calculate gibberish. Oops. There you go, and it's working like that. Pretty neat, yeah? So while we're on the subject of maths, let's put a new category. What is, and we'll say x minus another x. So we'll save it out to our master category. Calculate star minus star index equals 2. Okay, so what is whatever minus whatever, so let's try that out. So what is 900 minus 27? 873. There you go, you see, so we've just using call API, we've built a very simple calculator there. Right, I think just for today I'm going to leave it there. As I say, it's a very complicated category once we get going. Not everything's going to be as nice as this Maths API where it just gives you the result back. Some of them, well, most of them in fact, will have the JSON paths, and so we'll look at covering that in the next tutorial. So also as well, there's the authentication as well. A lot of them need an API key. We don't particularly want that displayed in our AML, so we'll have a look at doing that as well. So I hope that's been useful for you. As I say, you know, I'm finding this really useful for doing all kinds of weather reports and things like that. It's you know, it's probably one of the best things that's come along since the rich media. So you know, those kind of things I'm doing with it. If I say, what is the weather in London? Yeah, so what you can do is you can call out the API. There we go. So I'm using two calls. One is to get a copyright-free picture from Google Images, and the one is the weather. How would I be able to do that before? You know, I'd have to update it all manually. Same with GIFs and things like that. So, you know, show me a picture of a red hat. Yeah, oh, it comes off Red Hat Linux, but yeah, you see what I mean? Yeah. So anyway, I'll stop babbling. So yeah, that's it for Call API just for today. Tune into the next session where we'll go into looking at JSON paths. Okay, bye for now.